So let's start with tight ends. It's pretty non-exciting tight end class outside of Kyle Pitts, but like a little bit of controversy with who people have, so it'll be fun to talk about that. So I'll go first. I got Kyle Pitts. Like, there's nothing to really talk about with him. Just a freak. We've done deep dives on this.
A lot of us have him number one on the big board of everyone. So
yeah, it's
number one here.
Like, people are concerned about his blocking. Like,
no,
it's a passing league now. Like,
he's good enough to be a wide receiver. So like, who knows how much he'll even line up at a true tight end position. Yeah. One thing I'll say though is like, there are people. Like, you see people saying like, "Oh, he has potential to be the greatest tight end of all time." Like, I'd slow my roll there just because like he's a kid. Like, don't put those expectations on him. That's just a little unfair. Just let him come into the league and do his thing, and I'm sure he'll end up being
great.
As amazing as people think he's going to be. And
he's most likely going to be the highest QB or tight end taken ever. So
yeah. And then 2, I've got Pat Fryermuth from Penn State. I like him a lot. He's big, like 6'5", good hands, sneaky athletic, good after the catch. Good, better, not an amazing blocker, but a better blocker than Pitts. So he's got a little upside there. And just like, I wouldn't be surprised if he went first round too to a team like Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But I could also see him going second or third round, depending on how teams like him. 3, I got Hunter Long from BC. His hands are really good. He's not the best athlete. He's not a bad athlete, but he has really solid hands. So just kind of like a reliable, like, red zone threat just because he's a bigger guy with really good hands. He can block too. So I think he's a pretty safe pick. He's not going to be Pitts, but just kind of good, reliable tight end. Then I got Tommy Tremble from Notre Dame at 4. He's the best blocking tight end in this class, bar none. He's a little small. He's only 6'3", so his true like tight end receiver skills are a little questionable. But good hands, good athlete, really good blocker. He'll definitely be interesting to some teams.
Yeah.
Then 5, I've got Brevin Jordan. He's probably the best athlete out of this class outside of Pitts, and he's just a little raw. So I think I have him at 5th, but I think people have him at 2. I see Sam does, so I could definitely see that. Just he's a little raw for my liking compared to some of these other guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I've got same 3, except you have Tremble. I've got Yeboah. I really like Yeboah. I think Ole Miss is always a great offensive skill position school. Obviously, A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. I think Yeboah can come in right away. He's not great at either blocking or catching, but he's well above average in both. So I believe he can come in right away for a team that is picking later that maybe has a little need at the position. They can take him and he'll come in, and if he won't be the highlight of an offense, but he certainly will be a big piece of it and give the team an edge that they need.
Yeah. I can. So I got Pitts number 1, obviously. Number 1 in the class, I got him. Just big board, number 1, best prospect in the draft. I would take him early, as early as 2. Obviously the Jets won't, but I think he's that good. Brevin Jordan, I've got number 2. For me, I kind of prioritize the athlete side of things. Obviously, he's not the blocker that you look for in tight ends, but I think, if you're going to pick a tight end in the first 3 rounds, like, you really got to be looking for a guy who can have a lot of potential long term. And I think Jordan really has that. He's a great athlete. And then I got Fryermuth, who's a little more of like this technically sound traditional tight end, but I think he's definitely worthy of like a 2nd round pick. I think he'll come in, like, be good over the middle of the field, and just be really reliable. And then I have Nick Eubanks, who no one else seems to have. He's very raw, but I think he could be, he's big, he's faster than you'd anticipate. And he could come in and be good. And then, I like Yeboah a lot. I think he's a good athlete. And, again, I just kind of prioritize the athleticism aspect of tight ends. I think you can find guys who are going to be good blockers pretty much, 5th, 6th, 7th round. So yeah, and then Jackie, we get Jackie's inaugural rankings. Let's get into it, kid.
I can finally get in here. Yeah, so I obviously put Pitts at number 1. You know, you're dumb if you aren't. You know, there's no argument that Pitts is not the consensus 1 overall. Threw Tommy Tremble in at number 2. I really like him as a blocker. I think he's a great guy. Looks really great. You know, I think he's like you can't talk enough about someone who's a great blocker as a tight end. I love it. You know, Freiermuth, classic tight end, number 3. Not much else there. He's pretty consensus, like middle of the pack for the top 5 tight ends. Hunter Long, love a BC prospect.
Oh yeah.
You know, Boston Strong, we love it. He's a pretty fast guy. You know, you can see it on the tape when he'd be getting, you know, screen passes or like, you know, 1 to 2 yard passes that he's turning into double digit yards after the catch. You love to see that burst of speed. He's a pretty quick guy. And then I tossed in Briley Moore Jr. at number 5. I was the only one to throw him in there.
I like it. I love it.
I'm on the CBS rankings, and he is not in their top 20.
Okay.
So let's hear it.
The disrespect.
I like Briley Moore a lot. I actually really do. I've seen some stuff about him.
Yeah. You could call him a diamond in the rough. He's from the Midwest. He's a grad transfer. I think he's originally from northern Iowa.
Oh, we like that. We like that a lot.
Yeah, we love to see it. And
I mean, the Midwest got some good tight ends. Iowa is tight end U.
Yeah.
With all the great tight ends they throw out. So.
Exactly.
From a good state. Yeah. And he's just, he was basically unheard of before this year, I believe. And he's a grad transfer from Kansas State. And people basically say that he's, you know, this crazy athlete who hasn't really maybe locked down all of that, like the tight end qualities. Like they say, he's not naturally a catcher. So that's obviously something that he has to work on. But I wanted to throw him in there because someone like him, you know, the sky's the limit. People are saying that he's crazy. You know, only took a year for him to really begin to make a name of himself. So I'll really be looking out for him.
Yeah, like someone like him.
I'm pretty sure he's small. Like he's like, I think he played. I forget where you said he was before, but I think
he's 6'4", 250. It says.
Yeah, he played receiver at where he was before.
Oh wow!
And so, because like what I've heard about him is he like needs to put on more weight, basically.
Okay.
And another guy I want to mention, who's another sleeper, Zach Davidson from Central Missouri.
Never.
I think he's on draft board.
I love it.
Tight end / punter.
Oh, I love it.
He did both. Wow. Either punter or
League
kicker.
him.
We kind of like that.
I'm pretty sure he's 6'7".
Oh, we love this. Who is this guy? What's his name? Say his name again.
Zach Davidson, Central Missouri.
Oh, wow. That's big.
Yeah,
that's important.
Find his exact measurables because he's
6'7", 245.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a house of a man.
/ punter.
That's
6'7"
like
redshirt senior.
We like that interest.
We like that energy. He might not even get drafted, but he's a guy who
watch out.
I feel like with tight ends, there are always guys you're finding like late that are just like no.
Yeah, it's like your 5th, 6th round pick. Take a flyer on a guy with big upside. If he doesn't hit, whatever. You can't 5th round pick.
You can't coach 6'7", 245.
No, you can't.